Welcome back to 5 Acres Honey Farm. This is kind of a small town edition, also kind of out of town exploring. I need to take a little trip and just leaving 5 Acres Honey Farm right now. Heading out to my first stop on this little trip is I'm stopping at a vintage shop in Conover, North Carolina. So that's about 2 hours from home, and it's a little east of Hickory. And I haven't been to this place before. I haven't been to this town before. I just kind of scoped out some vintage shops that are on the way today, and I'm just gonna take my time and explore a little. And I also, of course, scoped out some places to eat, so we'll be sharing those too. My first stop is Ageless Treasures Antique Shop in Conover, North Carolina. It's in this nondescript warehouse area. Perfect discovery. As soon as I walk in on the left are local honeys. There's really cute decorations for beekeepers. I don't need this right now, but it's really cute. There was a lot of music playing, so to avoid any copyright issues, I'm just sharing some still shots of some of the cool treasures that were in this space. All right, I just wrapped up my visit to Ageless Treasures Antiques in Conover, and I'm now heading to Black Mountain, which is about an hour west of here, and there are a few places there I'm gonna check out. And I also neglected to mention, so I'm doing this this trip, and today I'm just heading to Western North Carolina, but tomorrow I'm going up through Tennessee, Kentucky, and Ohio. And what was really funny is that, you know, one of my goals on this trip is to also gather honey from different places for my honey bar. And the very first thing that I saw when I went into this shop here was a variety of regional honey. So it was perfect, and got to take home some blackberry honey. All right, I'm heading to the Curiosity Shop in Black Mountain right now. The reason that I chose the shops that I did today is because they're open. So many shops are not open on Sundays. I didn't find anything at the last shop, and now I'm heading into Chifferobe, and it looks like very garden themed. I didn't find anything at the last shop either. However, I just went into Antiques on Sutton. This place, fantastic. I found a really cool tumbler that I'll share later. But this train station on the right here is actually converted into an art gallery. Not a vintage shop and not actually a planned stop on my visit, but this is Sassafras. It's a bookstore with the most adorable gifts in every corner. Walking back up to my car to drop off my things and then go look for a spot to have lunch. This is so pretty. This is just one of the side streets, but there are so many shops. I have never had the chance to walk around Black Mountain, and I had no idea how creative it is. I mean, these chairs are incredible. Each of them is so gorgeous. When I got to my car, I didn't realize I parked in front of a restaurant. So I got a half a vegetarian sandwich and a Hungarian mushroom soup. Amazing. So I was just gonna go walk around the Main Street area, but it started to rain, so I'm just gonna go to the next spot in Swannanoa. I'm at Buckeye Antiques in Western North Carolina. The prices are really reasonable. There's a great selection, and I'm finding a bunch of stuff that I'm excited to share with you. This is Buckeye Antiques from the outside, and that is Interstate 40. So if you're driving near Asheville on I-40, it's really easy to stop here. I'm just about to leave Buckeye Antiques here in Swannanoa, which is kind of like a little appendix to Black Mountain, North Carolina. And the parking lot where I'm parked on the east side of the building, the owner just told me that they're trying to do on Saturdays, I think, this flea market here. So vendors who are not already set up in the store, they have even more vendors set up here in the parking lot. And it's pretty much weather dependent though. So, I just showed you how close this is to the highway on I-40. So if you notice some tents set up as you're driving by sometime, then it's probably a great time to stop by and take a look. I'm kind of torn right now about going to one more antique spot in Waynesville. or going to a shop in Silva that I have been really wanting to go to. They opened this summer, called Wild Kitchen Supply, and it's all supplies for like foraging and canning and everything that I'm interested in. So I'm gonna try and just decide as I'm driving. I feel like I've been to and I went to some even more shops than I had planned when I was in Black Mountain. So I've been to like probably a half dozen different stores at this point, and I found some really great things, which I'll give you a little recap on once I get settled later. And what I think I'll just do now is figure out as I am, you know, I don't know if I want to go to another antique shop today. I think I might want to go to the Wild Kitchen place. So that's where I feel like I'm leaning towards. I'll share the decision shortly. I've made it out to 5 Acres Honey Farm West, and the bees are looking pretty good. I mean, I won't have time to check on them today or tomorrow, but it's good to see there's activity. I'm gonna take a closer look at the other hive. Yep, this other one is looking pretty active as well, so that is good to see. I mean, that's pretty much all I can see without going in there, so happy to see that. Just doing a quick walkabout to make sure everything looks good around here for the bees. And I saw some jewelweed in bloom, and also lots of aster and goldenrod, and just checking on the pond before I head up. Oh, I was just walking up and some really big frogs jumped in, so now I think the smaller ones are now following the same pattern. So just checking on this. It's been raining like crazy. And just want to make sure there's no sticks or anything in here, but I don't like to check this little spillway with my phone, so I'm going to put that down and check on it. So no branches this time, just some leaves, but I just got them out. And I'm going to take a walk back up. Just checking out the creek up here, and it's really good to see there are a lot of different asters here that just haven't bloomed yet. They're about to, so the buds are about to open, so that'll be some more forage for the bees. And the hydrangeas have already bloomed, and I had planted a blackberry in here. Oh good, it's really taking off. Like really taking off. So I planted, you can see the dark cane here and the dark cane here. This is a snowbank white blackberry, so those are the last season's cane, which I planted in the spring. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new shoots off of it. This is essentially what's happened in my garden, which was crazy, but I'm putting it in a place where I'd prefer it to be, rather than in my garden when I'm trying to plant some veggie crops. The elderberries are already done, so that was good. But this will be really good forage for the bees next spring. I don't remember what these are called. I feel like when I looked them up, they were some type of aster, which surprised me. So I don't feel like that's right, but they're all around here. But what I noticed is the goldenrod is right here, which I'm really happy about. And there's a whole bunch more here. I might take some of these and move them to some other spots to help spread them around a little. But this is looking pretty good to have them all in this area. These yellow flowers are everywhere. I have to figure out what they are. I'm fairly certain they're a type of aster, but if they look familiar to you, please comment, let me know what they are. And I'm really bummed that I just missed getting what I believe to be was a zebra swallowtail butterfly. And the zebra swallowtail, their only source of food, I believe as a caterpillar, is the pawpaw tree. So I haven't seen any pawpaw trees here. So that's going to make me think I need to go look for some, because this is about the time of year you'd be harvesting pawpaws. But I'll see if the butterfly comes around again, but otherwise I'm going to go inside. I ultimately decided not to stop in Silva or Waynesville. I feel like it's kind of like on Thanksgiving after the turkey coma, you just kind of want to relax. So I had checked out those shops in Black Mountain, had lunch, and then stopped at the one spot in Swannanoa. And I just on the drive, I just felt like I just wanted to kick back and relax. So quickly show you what I found. So of course, on my very first stop, I found this blackberry honey from Shelby, North Carolina. In one of my recent videos, I talked about why I use the honey jars that I do when I harvest my honey. And I kind of call out that I do not use these. And so I didn't have an example to show, but this is exactly the style that I don't use for my honey. I don't like the small opening on it, and I can't get a spoon in here. So every time you pour it out, then when you put the cork back in, it gets sticky, and there just wasn't another option to purchase there. All of the bottles, there were different sizes, but they were all the same style. However, I don't have any blackberry honey, so that will be added to my honey bar. And I also, in way earlier videos when I've gone to vintage and thrift shops, I happen to find these really adorable birdhouses that are themed like after a golf shop, a general store, a barber shop. I have a lot of them, but I don't have one like this that has, it seems to be kind of like a garden tea shop. It's called the Den of Antiquity, Antiques and Collectibles. So it's really cute and in really good condition. Like some of the ones that I have at home are kind of faded and stuff, but this is like really fairly pristine. And I leave them all around the front porch, which is screened and protected. So they're pretty protected, but they do get some sun on them. This was a really cool find. This apparently has like a crystalline glaze on it. I'm not really familiar with different methods of pottery, but the shop said this is pretty rare. Someone is like renting space in her shop, and this was somewhere in Black Mountain. One of the shops that I'll list in the description below, I forget which one. And one of her vendors brought in two. The other one actually looked more like a flower vase, and although it was the same size. So I like this for its glass quality, but the real reason that I got it, and I'll see if I can show this here. I might have to do a separate cut in here.
Here's a closer look, and it's from Antiques on Sutton in Black Mountain.
But there is a turtle in the base, and there was another animal in the other one that had been there that looked more like a vase. I think it was like a caterpillar or a worm or something. The only identification on here, it looks like WH are the initials. There's no year. So if this looks familiar to anybody watching, I would love to learn who this potter is and if there are others that I could add. So what I've been doing in a very slow multi-year process is that I've been slowly replacing our glassware and our plates with earthenware and with handmade pottery. So I have a few kind of like navy bluish that matches this, smaller tumblers that I got, and you maybe in an earlier video when I went out to Goldsboro in another kind of small town trip. And so this is going to replace the glasses. And then I found this bowl. So I haven't actually found many bowls yet. I think I may have one. So this is what I think is really awesome is like the navy blue that I have at home with the blue in here, and then this happens to be blue. But I love the like kind of like irregular jagged edge here, and that it's so bright inside, and it has actually like multiple textures. There's glaze and then unglazed parts. It's gorgeous. So this will be replacing some bowls. And then like, it was like completely random. I mean, these are like things that I plan to find like once every year or so. So not only did I find the bowl and this really interesting glass like tumbler, but 4 of these. So these are just gorgeous. I can't really make out the name and year on the back, but I got 4 of them, and they all have like a blue accent in them, so they like all match. And I am really looking forward to having meals on these and trying to find larger plates that look similar. So this is like, I feel like a true treasure, like finding all of these. And this was like $5. Like this bowl was $5. This was 28, which is understandably so. I mean, this is really unique with the little animal inside. And then the plates were 4 for 30, which, I mean, for something that's handmade and in such great, beautiful condition and just beautiful colors in here, I'm really happy with the thrift finds. And then this little thing was $4. It kind of looks like an iron, but there's actually a little mural of mountains and a pasture on here. And then there's a little clothespin, and it says that it's like a recipe card holder. I think I'm going to use it to hold just a picture or some decoration or maybe a feather or something like that, just to kind of add to the little kind of country feel. And then the second to last thing that I found, and I was really surprised by this because I thought it would have been like a crazy amount of money because it's just like beautifully done with this glass, but it was also like a $10 thing. But this little candle holder, and I really like the old look to it, and I think it'll look really pretty with the candle at the holidays. And so I haven't even decorated for fall yet, so this is gonna go in the closet, and I'll just take it out in Christmas time. And so really cute little beekeeping sticker that I found. I'm fairly certain this sticker is made by a beekeeper in Weaverville, North Carolina, because it was next to another sticker that I already have that she makes. I'm going to look her up and I'll leave her information in the description. And so it says "Life is Sweet," really adorable. And then this, you know, we're getting into Halloween season, and they had several different Hocus Pocus stickers. So this is not for me. This is going to be a gift for a friend who we are going to see Hocus Pocus together, Hocus Pocus 2, when it comes out in just a few weeks. It's coming up very quickly. So I got that for her. And yeah, those were my finds. So I think I'm going to turn this into part 1 of my little mini road trip visiting small towns and then some not small towns that are coming up. So my next leg of the trip, I'll be going through eastern Tennessee and into Kentucky. I'll be stopping in Lexington, and hopefully there is a German town like in the outskirts or maybe within the Covington area of Kentucky. So I'm planning to go there as well. So that, and then I'll be in Cincinnati for work. And then I'm not really sure how I'll do my drive back. So as far as what I have planned, I have some donut shops on the radar, some vintage shops, and I'll bring you along as I explore some small and not so small towns on this little kind of end of summer adventure. Thanks for watching, and if you have any recommendations for any like vintage shops, food places, beekeeping stores, honey shops, anything along those lines, please comment below. I'd love to learn about more places to visit, and I will share more soon. Thanks.